After investing some of my money into owning Chesterfield, I am now a football team owner, which allowed me to buy a few players in oil ownership, which gave me 100,000 to begin with, which it did actually cost 75,000 to buy Chesterfield. So, in the contrast, we do have Crewe Alexandra, who have now been bought out by Daniel and his real estate business, where he only had 50,000 to begin with, and he had 40,000 spent to buy Crewe Alexandra, only allowing a small amount of signings. However, one big thing is that every season he gains 25,000 budget. And finally, it is Fleetwood, who are now owned by Cameron. He did have 60,000 spent on the team, and with the 40,000, he has chose to save money. Now, you might be asking what this actually means. Apologies if there is background noise, but this is a brand new series we are doing where we are becoming football board owners, and it is our jobs to take over the world in football, with all of us having to start in League 2. And how this series is going to work, we can only own one team per country, and we must build up our reputation as owners, build up our clubs to sign bigger and better stars. There will be no agent due to the system we're using, so that means the younger players are definitely more useful, as they will almost always have growth opportunities. There will be better young players, however, so sometimes it's just worth getting rid of them. But this is Crewe Alexandra. After one season under the ownership of Daniel, how this is going to work, we're going to go through each season, each episode, and what actually happened. So, number one was Ian Lawlin, who hasn't had a great season, but Tom Booth, the backup, picks up the same amount of clean sheets in less matches, with a better average match rating, which means he is up for an upgrade. We have Reece Hutchins, who is his left back, who has had a poor season, only a 5.9, with Phil Crocker, McKinley Dumitru, Alfie Pons, James Connolly, all filling out the defence, with one of the outliers being James Connolly and Phil Crocker. Although Phil Crocker did play less matches, and so did Connolly than this dude. I'm not even going to try to say his name. But yeah, it wasn't pleasant there. His full backs, Stan Dancy, showing well for his age, and Lewis Billington being a real shine compared to some of the other members of his squad. We have Connor Thomas, Max Sanders, and Owen Lunt, all CDMs for his club. The best of the bunch being probably Max Sanders, although again, it's not been a great season there. Left mid is solely Callum Angus, who has done the best he could, to be honest, for his age. It is Lucas Moore, Oliver Armstrong, Jack Palel, Joel Tanver, Jack Lancashire. Oh, not Jack Lancashire. Well, the rest were all centre mids, with Jack Lancashire and Holshek all being cams. And then on the right side, we have Tommy O'Reilly and Donny Atkins. And now, strikers. We do see Adrian Torrance, Lewis Maltz, Oscar Bong, Shiloh Tracy, Joshua March all day. But with his budget, he has signed Kelvin, whatever that name is. I'm really sorry about that. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Who has been a good player for him at a market value now of 1.3 million, with him being 67 overall. And finally, Emre Tezgel, the loanee, 65 overall, growing solid. He is going to be staying with Daniel because, yeah. So they are all of Daniel's players. However, it is only 23rd for Daniel. And if this is real life, he's been relegated. So Daniel has a very, very tough challenge ahead of him for next season. Fleetwood Town, owned by Cameron. Some player here, Luke Housestone, I don't know who he is, but he hasn't had a single match. But Jay Lynch has had a nice season, which might warrant him for an upgrade, with Josh Powell and Denver Hume, I've just dropped my phone, being sold fullbacks. And Finley Potter, Caden Hughes, Carter Hewley, James Bolton, Toby Malarkey, Harrison Holgate, Sean Rooney, Rise Bennett, all filling up this defence with, I'm pretty sure, a 5 at the back, so he needs a lot of options for centre-backs, unless he does plan to make some changes there. Jafel Crane and Mitch Clark are the two right-backs, both having respectable seasons, even with Mitch Clark having more game time. And then Elliot Bonds of Guyana, Harrison Neal, both being CDMs and both having a fairly alright season, especially with the low rotation in that position, both going up in overall, especially Harrison Neal. Lewis McCain also the sole left mid, not much game time to be honest. George Morrison, Crispin McLean, Jordan Davis, Matty Virtue, Mark Helm, all midfielders, with Liam Roberts and Ethan Ennis, a Manchester United loan E, all right mids, so not really going to get that much game time. But to fill the attack, it is Will Davis, Shed Evans, James Norwood, Ronald Cullen, Esper Song, and Owen Dana, with his top scorer this season being his midfielder, so that might raise a few questions of who Cameron wants to sign. With a few positions shining for Cameron, especially the midfield, he only sits 15th. You can see there that the goals for was just not ideal. But there's still one person who hasn't been discussed yet, and that is in fact me. As I had the most money going into this, and I bought the highest rated club we could all afford, as MK Dons were 2 stars, but Chesterfield were 1.5 stars, making them actually affordable. So going up the table, we can see that we are 100% playoffs, but it is actually automatic, with us not just being automatic, but actually winning the league. With a very respectable season, with a very, very strong defence, with 16 goals only conceded. Oh no, that's goal difference. With 64 goals being scored and 48 being conceded. I did mess that up a bit. MK Dons do actually have better goal difference in that case. But with that, you can see there, Zach Hamlin, solid season for the 26-year-old. Tom Pearce, Lewis Adams, the wrong way around, Adam Lewis, Lewis Gordon, all being full-backs, all being crucial players to this title win, with Lewis Gordon looking to be the best of the bunch. And then you can see our defenders, a few random countries you notice them there, very multicultural team. And then the right backs, we do have, again, a crucial player, Volty Doyle Campbell, 6.5, but probably more crucial was Sam Curtis, the 20-year-old, 65 overall, with a match rate of 6.3, so a very strong season. Tom Nyler, Ryan Skirts, Sammy Brooks, all having solid seasons of their own. This Sammy Brooks looked quite strong as a player. Then finally, Adam Adorba, James Barry and Dalen Duffy all having alright seasons, but especially Adam Adorba definitely had a great season in fact. Connor Cook, John Fletcher, both me centre mids, not too many options there. So it'll be interesting to see how that plans out next season. But we do have Bailey Hobson as the sole cam with a match rating average of 6.7. The 23-year-old, not high rated now, but looking to maybe get a big upgrade. And Dale Amari, another strong season, 66 overall, hopefully retain that. And then finally, up front, we have a few players who didn't start whatsoever. And that was to Mason Bairstow. And he has joined the club, been absolutely lighting up. And this big signing has helped a lot. So he has been a very big part in this title win. No real FA Cup runs, you'll be able to see us through there, but there's a few losses. A few of us did lose to teams who are further up the football pyramid, with the final being won by Crystal Palace over Aston Villa. Carabao Cup is won by Chelsea. Again, I'm pretty sure we all went out in this stage of the competition. Or it was this stage. Either way, we did all go out quite early. Then the Virtue Trophy is won by Lincoln, who the furthest was us going out to Grimsby, And you'll be able to see, I think it's Cameron's. No, did they all get grouped? Might have all got grouped with us. Either way, still a strong season for us, which is quite nice. The playoffs were won by Tranmere. You'll be able to see the other results there. Champions League won by Bayern Munich. Milan win Europa League. Crystal Palace actually get a double and win the Conference League. Obviously, you know there's going to be some perks. So, what are these perks of getting promoted this early for our team, Chesterfield, and why it was so crucial that we got promoted early? Well, we do have league perks, and winning the league actually gives an extra 100,000 to whoever wins the league in League 2. If you get automatic promotion, there's 50,000 bonus, and winning playoffs is 75,000 due to obviously the extra matches. And then the Virtue Trophy itself is 150,000, plus the League 2 status of a team only gives 10,000 compared to the League 1 status of a team given 40,000. Obviously, this goes up the further we go, where the Premier League does give it £1 million bonus for just being in the league. And as well, after getting promoted, if we do survive the first season, we do get a 50,000 bonus, but we do lose 50,000 if we don't survive. So in Season 1, it is very crucial we stay up, because it also gives another option. We could also invest in other businesses, and so could they, with oil investments being 150,000, banking investments being 175,000, real estate being 200,000, a streaming service investment being 750,000, and farming being 30,000, but obviously having the lowest output. So that is what makes this so crucial, because with the promotion money, I may be able to sign a 74 overall player, or even 75 overall player. However, this does mean we have to be in a better league, because they will not be able to sign anyone from the Championship or a league of similar quality whilst in League 2 compared to us, who now have the option to sign Championship players, Bundesliga 2 players, all these other second divisions, obviously not first division, but yeah, with this early promotion, it gives us not only a bigger money rate, but a better chance to get a better team. Obviously, if we stall, Daniel's bonus is 25,000 added onto his budget each season, meaning that within 3 seasons he will have a higher budget to begin each season with, and Cameron's interest rate of 1.5 will be very useful long term if he chooses to hold on to money, especially if he actually ends up overtaking us and has a better passive income. It means each season you'll have a very big advantage on everyone else. Before we end the season entirely, we are about to run through some of the other leagues in the world. We do see SK Rapid top of the Austrian Bundesliga. Obviously this league's not fully complete. In the Belgian Pro League, we see Club Brugge top of the league, who I'm pretty sure have won it in... No, it's between the two gang teams. It's very confusing. I cannot explain to you how this league works, but that is the current positions there. Obviously, it doesn't really matter the other leagues, which aren't European for now. We do see AGF of the Danish league, top of the league, and I'm pretty sure they are in real life. Or at least they were last time I checked. However, Midtjylland are still undefeated. Liverpool do end up winning the league in this reality. Scrolling down the table, we will see Leeds, Wolves and Burnley relegated, so the only difference being West Ham survived. Sheffield United get a shock promotion with Middlesbrough getting second, and playoffs will be decided between those teams. Usually that means either side. And I'm just gonna have to be boring and be fair and say Ipswich get promoted, so yeah. Scrolling down the table, we do see Oxford, Sheffield Wednesday and Charlton going down. So now Sheffield Wednesday got 40 points. They seem pretty unlucky not to get relegated. I mean, they seem pretty unlucky to get relegated there. Obviously, I don't expect Leicester to actually go down because this game's stupid. Luton and Cardiff both get promoted, with Bolton, Huddersfield, Barnsley and Lincoln getting playoff positions. With us scrolling down the table, we will see joining Cameron and Daniel will be Wigan, Wimbledon, Bradford and Northampton. The second division of France sees AS Saint Etienne getting promoted. Standard Reims also getting a position with, you can see there, the promotion playoffs going on. PSG pick up the league title with Marseille and Monaco being very close. As we scroll down, we will see that it will be Harvey, Lorient and Metz. In the Bundesliga, it will be Bochum, Hertha, both getting promoted, with Darmstadt getting third place, allowing them to possibly beat whoever finished 16th in the final. You'll see there a few teams get relegated, including Dynamo Dresden. And Hansa Rostock will take their place, and I think I've probably brought this up several times now, but I always found it hilarious that I was in New York and saw a Hansa Rostock flag. The Bundesliga is won by Bayern Munich. Scrolling down the table, Wolfsburg survive in this case and actually get European football, with Heidenheim, Polio both getting relegated as real life, but it is Hamburg in that relegation playoff position. Serie A is won by Juventus, surprisingly. Impact leads with Pisa, Cagliari and Lecce both getting relegated, with Palmeiras, Monza, and you'll see there out of those teams, Bari actually survive. Eredivisie is won by AZ Setian. And did they miss? I thought Ajax missed on European football then. I know, I thought someone big missed out then, but they didn't. And this is too early to tell. The Polish league is won by Lech Poznan, which I'm sure they'd be happy with in real life. I'm not sure they did end up winning the league, but it was a very tight table. Portugal won by Sporting. I'm pretty sure they won it in real life, didn't they? Benfica can't go and beat like they did in real life, but you'll just see the rest of the league there. Irish league's currently being won by Shamrock Rovers, no real surprise there. Iranian league is again a confusing system. You can see the teams who are favourites. Scottish league is won by it's again won by Celtic. There's many leagues with weird stage systems. Real Madrid do win La Liga. Scrolling down, we can see it is going to be Oliver Alves, Girona getting relegated, with those teams all getting promoted and that being the playoffs. FC Basel do reclaim the Swiss title. I think it's been a while now since they've actually won the league. Galatasaray win Super League again. I don't think there's too much of a shock there. No offence to Fenerbahce, but Galatasaray are a European powerhouse at the moment and could be easily dark horses for next Champions League. That is the end of episode 1 for this new series. I hope you enjoyed, and I will update you on what everyone's done in season 2. Until next time, remember to like, subscribe, so you can be informed of episode number 2.